the song, I think it was by James Taylor. If you call out my name, no matter where I am, I'll be there because I'm your friend. I'm sure you remember it. I'm not going to sing it and kill it.
Okay.
You're down to trouble.
So, this reminds me of my friend Amy. Amy's 56 years old. She has short brown hair, brown eyes. She weighs about 250 pounds. And I met her in a writing retreat workshop in Montauk. I also happen to be a book publicist. So my client said that she had these writing retreats in Montauk every spring. Now Montauk is on the tip of Long Island. It's right on the water. It's beautiful. So being with other creatives for a weekend, on the water, writing, I said, I want to go. And that's where I met Amy. Amy was living in New Jersey with her parents. She had lived there on her own, and then money got tight and she moved in with her parents. So in the writing retreat, and as we became friends, I began to see how gifted she is. She was so gifted in painting, oils, watercolor, in writing, singing, but her biggest challenge was she was hiding all these gifts. I'm sure a lot of people can identify with that too. I know I can. And I think what happened when she was a kid, she was told she was a genius. And I think as a kid that really turned her on. Yuck. It was like not what she wanted. And so as a result, she just hid everything. So I began to see in the workshop too, how creative her writing is, and her singing. And at the time, I was living in Jersey, and I needed an assistant book publicist, and and Amy needed work. And I asked her if she wanted to help, and she was all for it. I'm also a healer. And so at the same time, I also was giving her healing. Both Amy and I connected because one of the ways we connected, we both come from really messed up families. And so anyway, she started working with me, and she was fantastic. And then the healing went really well, but we started going real deep. And I said to Amy, look, it's not ethical. I can't do both. You've got to make a choice. Either we do the healing, or you be my book publicist and friend, but I can't do both. It's not fair to you or me. So she chose the friendship and the book publicist assistant. And eventually I moved back to New York City, and she would come into the city once a week to work with me. And then afterwards, we would do something fun, like go out to a great restaurant. And she loved to come into the city so much. She really wanted to live here. And she and I would do fun things on the weekend, go to theater. Sometimes we'd walk across town, singing show tunes. And I have her stuff all over my house. I have her paintings, I have her tchotchkes, and we used to give each other gorgeous earrings. We both loved earrings, as you can tell. Over Christmas, and we both knew each other's tastes. And I've had a lot of wonderful friends in my lifetime, but I want to tell you something. The loyalty and safety I felt with her when I would tell her something really personal was beyond. I knew it wouldn't go any further, and she knew that about me too. And she loved to talk on the phone, yay, like me. I love to talk on the phone, even with all the other stuff going on. And one day, I'm in the city, and I'm walking by this fancy designer shoe store, and I see these black boots with gold circles on them. I take a picture, I send it to Amy, and I said, Amy, can you do this? She said, yeah. So I got a pair of cheap black boots, and I sent them to her, and she painted the gold circles. I should have worn them tonight. They were fabulous. They're fabulous. And she really struggled. She struggled with mental issues, and she struggled with health issues. She had Hodgkin's lymphoma, edema, just a lot of stuff. And she was working so hard. She was working so hard to break through this pattern that had been handed down in the family. I don't know if you guys know what it's like to break the pattern, but it ain't easy. And then COVID came. Amy's gone. 56 years old. And how do I get the news? Hello? Amy's dead. I kid you not. That's the way I got the news. Her brother-in-law. When I look back in retrospect, I am sure, first of all, he was the last person that should have made these calls. And he probably was terrified. And he was probably the only one that would make the calls. And one thing I know about making sad calls, you alert the person ahead of time that you're gonna tell them something sad. You just don't lay it on them. But with my broken heart, I hung up. Somebody once said to me, oh, when people die, you forget about them. Are you kidding me? All the people in my life, living, dying, whether they've died, there's no way I will ever forget them. And there's no way I will ever forget my beautiful friend, Amy. Thank you for listening.